Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Politics of Mount Kenya is already shaping up. At the constituency level, we already know those who have signed their political obituaries. And we also know that Rigathi Gachagua, the former deputy president who was impeached, has been accepted in Mount Kenya as the new spokesperson or the new kingpin. Now, today, William Ruto, together with a host of other leaders, were in Bungoma attending the burial of the father to the National Assembly Speaker, Moses Wetangula. As that was happening, Senator Leni Kiviti had also lost a son in Embu. And Rigathi Gachagua led a host of leaders to attend the burial event in his capacity as the leader of Mount Kenya and as a friend to Leni Kiviti and all the other leaders who are there. Something happened that is not new. William Ruto was rejected again. And even before I move on, I want to ask you a question. If you are given the president's speech today, whether on holiday or a condolence message to give to some family that have lost a loved one, would you have the guts to go and read, especially if you are coming from Mount Kenya? Because if you are given the president's speech, that is what I call formality, because the president knows very well you will not read it. However, he only does it so that it will not be blamed on him that someone lost a loved one, but the president did not even send a condolence message. And it has reached a point where it's very embarrassing that when you are given the president's speech, you have to plead with the congregation, you have to plead with the mourners, you have to plead with the crowd for you to read that message because it is not accepted. The rules of communication demands that the person who is giving out the information must be accepted by the recipient of the information. For example, if I do a content today that you don't like, I cannot force you to listen to it. You have to accept me or accept the message. The moment you decide that you don't like, you will either switch off, you can even unsubscribe. That is what is happening in Mount Kenya today. People are, what I would say, unsubscribing from Ruto's speeches. They switch off, they delete. So in Embu, at the burial of the son of Senator Leni Kiviti, the former Speaker of the National Assembly, or the former Artoney General JB Muturi, was tasked with the burden of reading Ruto's speech in that burial event. And I want you to see how difficult it was for him. He tried sneaking in that message after giving his own condolence message and trying to read it very fast. The mourners refused because it's started by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya. So he had to plead with the people, and the people, he was even asking, can I read also? He was told, don't read. It was very embarrassing. He was left speechless, stranded, and that is how William Ruto was rejected with his speech. JB Muturi was rejected. Kindly take a look, ladies and gentlemen, but before you watch it, kindly subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thanks a lot for your support.
I've been given a message of condolence from His Excellency the President. Yeah? I have given my message of condolence to Honorable Leni Kiviti. I have given my message of condolence to Honorable Leni Kiviti. Yangu, ni kweli? Nimetoa yangu, si ni kweli? Sasa mimi pale nimefika mwisho, ni kusema nimepokea ujumbe ya? Niwapatie, mnasema hivyo? Nisome nisisome? I have been advised wisely, you know, as a former speaker. As a former speaker, na mnajua the late JJ Kamodo used to say, talk about kura ya makelele. Nimesikia kura hiyo ya makelele. Yeah? This message is to the family of the Honorable Senator Leni Kiviti. I have the honor to deliver this message to the Honorable Leni Kiviti in public.
I don't know whether you understand where I'm coming from. The president, that office, is the symbol of national unity. In fact, Ruto is given, or any president is given, a name, the father of the nation. So it is like you are a father, but your children do not want you. In the traditional setup, I don't know, pia ni ya wazungu, when a father comes home, maybe in the evening from work, you will realize that when the family sees him, the children will be going to beat him because they are happy. But we have a case where our father, the father of the nation, is unwanted, is rejected. Even in his absence, his speeches are unwanted. The question that I would want to ask you is why? Or is William Ruto even bothered to ask, where did the rain start beating us? Or beating him for that matter? In Mount Kenya, if we have to restrict ourselves to Mount Kenya, because William Ruto is now being rejected everywhere, but he's an enemy, the biggest nemesis in Mount Kenya. I know it is because of the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua. As we stand today, Mount Kenya still believes that they were betrayed and they were played. Some of them voted for Ruto because of the presence of Rigathi Gachagua. Just like in 2002, when Raila said Kibaki Tosha, followers of Raila, or to be very specific, Luos, did not vote for Mwai Kibaki because they liked Mwai Kibaki. They voted for him because of Raila. If Raila had said or backed someone else, they wouldn't have voted for him. James Orengo was there as a presidential candidate. They never voted for him because Raila had said Mwai Kibaki. That is the same way some people voted for Rigathi Gachagua just because of voted for William Ruto just because of Rigathi Gachagua. After William Ruto promised them that Raila would not be part of the government, William Ruto brings Raila, they chase Rigathi Gachagua. They have been played and they have been betrayed. That is why someone like Ndindi Nyoro decided, I have to take a paradigm shift, concentrate on the development projects in my constituency. So they are bitter and they are very mad. William Ruto knows very well, even as he was giving out that speech, he gave it to JB Muturi. He knew very well that speech would not be accepted. To make it even worse, was the presence of the former deputy, Rigathi Gachagua. You know, when he's there, he's the ultimate authority. And McHugh, one of the reasons why Rigathi was impeached, I know they were saying he's tribal, he's playing politics of shareholding, which was very true. But one of the reasons why William Ruto was pissed off was the fact that William Ruto realized that Rigathi Gachagua was working day and night to ensure that he united Mount Kenya, and he wanted Mount Kenya to be united under him. So that before you go to Mount Kenya, you have to pass through Rigathi. This is something that William Ruto never wanted. You know, Ruto thought that Rigathi is Uhuru Kenyatta, because William Ruto destroyed Uhuru Kenyatta, took the members of parliament, confused Mount Kenya. Uhuru was just watching. By the time he realized that William Ruto had entrenched himself in Mount Kenya, it was too little too late. But Rigathi is not Uhuru. He was not going to sit back and watch Ruto calling himself with the marquee and going to Mount Kenya using leaders like Kimani Chungwa and behaving like he was the kingpin there. And he has managed to kick out and lock out William Ruto from Mount Kenya. That is why they don't want to listen to William Samoei Ruto. And I know there are things like development projects that he keeps on relaunching. They were told Uhuru never worked for them. And so the person who was coming was going to give them more development projects. There are no projects there. There's a lot of corruption. And it is too little too late for William Samoei Ruto. Just like it was too little too late for Uhuru Kenyatta, for William Ruto, the die is cast. That is why he rushed to try and pick Uhuru Kenyatta. He rushed to pick Raila Amolo Odinga. Of all the people that he picked, it is only Raila that is maybe helping him because of the support that Raila has. But we can only watch and wait up to 2027 whether that will be reflected on the ballot. And so, ladies and gentlemen, people do not want William Samoei Ruto. You could also add on the list the abductions that are taking place. In Embu, where he was, there is an abductee. And Rigathi was saying the leaders, including Cecil Mbarire, are not talking about it. Why? Because they are now serving the interest of the government, the interest of the executive. So if you add on top of it the abductions, the killings, they feel William Ruto is not the man. That is not the man they voted for. This kind of rejection are very embarrassing for William Ruto, a man who wants to try and convince and persuade people all over the world that he is acceptable. He's been saying that he was elected by different regions and different tribes, that his election was the one that was to end tribalism. But if you see what is happening now, they're perpetuating tribalism even more in terms of appointments and all that. Muturi, I know if he had the authority, he wouldn't have accepted to read that speech because he knows it will be very embarrassing. Can you imagine a whole leader pleading with wananchi, with supporters, nisome ama nisisome? As for William Ruto, he is looking elsewhere for support. But Mount Kenya is gone. The leaders who are still supporting William Ruto have signed their political obituaries. I'm sure Kimani Chungwa can make a lot of noise outside Mount Kenya. In fact, all the things, like today he read a riot act in Bungoma to George Natembeya. But I really want him to go and do the same in Mount Kenya. I really want to see. He keeps on talking about Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of, trying to mastermind abductions for political mileage. But I want him to go and say, have the same sentiments and express them in Mount Kenya. Because for Kimani Chungwa, it's over for him. And I think he will be a minister if William Ruto is re-elected or an ambassador. But being elected by the people, I don't think so. I'm waiting for the Mount Kenya tour that includes the homecoming party of Kindiki. And I want to see how Rigathi, how Kimani Chungwa is going to be accepted. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not the first time Ruto is being rejected. This has become a norm. It's no longer news because he knows. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.